You won't bother nobody, 'cause everybody got their own happening. Everybody know how I genuinely feel about you. I thought I did too till I heard that interview. Well, that's a bull. And I'm telling you that it hurt my feelings. Nobody expected the tension between these women to ignite again. Not after everything that already erupted on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But here we are, and things have now reached a point that nobody saw coming. All I want is everybody talk about their own, me, mine alone. Well, yeah, and I agree. So we gonna do that? Start with no comment. I'm sure, don't ask. That's right, tell them, none. What started as small jabs and hidden messages has turned into a full-blown confrontation where sides are no longer blurry. Melody and Nell have stepped into the spotlight together, united with the type of energy that tells you they're done playing gentle. And the person caught directly in the middle of this dramatic storm is none other than Destiny, the same woman who once did close enough to be considered family. But here's the twist. This time, the gloves are not just off, they're nowhere to be found. The thing with me and her is she get mad when I tell her how I feel. She really dismissed to me how I really felt about the girls' trip. She's Mel. She don't want to be nobody tell her how they feel. She don't want to be held accountable. Mel gonna tell Mel how she feel, and she's not used to that. She's used to I don't know girls. I've never been do girl. I'm a leader myself. Friends tell each other the truth. Friends should be able to tell the truth. Whether you get along right then or not, whether you don't talk to each other, somewhere you'll come back. Right, that's what friends do. Exactly. Be like, well, hey, I'm good. I just didn't like this or I didn't like that. That's what real friends do. Shady ass friends stick around you, hang out with you, and keep chopping up laughing with you and agreeing with you on everything. And I can't do that anymore. There is no holding back, no quiet avoidance, no polite distance. What we're witnessing now feels personal, layered, and fueled by things that were whispered behind closed doors for way too long. Fans can sense it, the cast can feel it, and Destiny, who used to walk with bold confidence, suddenly looks like she's scrambling to keep up with the wave hitting her from both sides. What's sacred is this ceremony, which is why there are only a few people invited. What's sacred is me returning to where I'm supposed to represent and bring honor to my family bloodline. So I'm gonna need him to look up sacred first. And while the internet is in chaos, trying to guess who said what and who betrayed who, the truth is much deeper than a few shady comments. What's happening now is the result of years of simmering frustration, friendships that cracked, trust that shattered, and loyalty that slowly eroded piece by piece until there was nothing left to hold on to. But nobody expected Melody and Nell to stand shoulder to shoulder this boldly. Nobody imagined the two would confront Destiny's behavior this directly. And judging by the reactions spreading online, people are stunned by just how far this has gone. Now let's go back to the beginning, because the story didn't start with shade. It started with something completely different. Trust, friendship, and support that felt real. Before any accusations, cryptic posts, or messy rumors, Melody and Destiny actually shared a bond that looked strong on camera and even stronger off-screen. When Melody was dealing with the heartbreak of her marriage falling apart, Destiny was right there beside her. When Destiny faced her own marital breakdown, Melody showed up for her too. At least that's how things appeared at first. They understood each other's pain, leaned on one another, and presented themselves as two women who could relate through mutual struggles. But that closeness didn't last long, because somewhere along the way, things shifted. The warm conversations turned cold, the check-ins became distant, and one small misunderstanding grew into a gap so wide that everyone watching the show could see it happening in real time. Fans kept wondering what actually went wrong, but neither woman gave a clear explanation. Instead, we saw scattered pieces, tension in scenes, clipped responses, missing support, uncomfortable silences, and small comments that hinted at far bigger wounds. But here's what really shocked Melody. She learned about Destiny's finalized divorce, not from Destiny herself, but from outside sources. To Melody, that wasn't just a tiny oversight. It felt like a sign that their bond wasn't as real as she thought. And from that moment, the emotional distance. Melody felt shut out. Destiny felt misunderstood, and viewers could feel the wall rising between them, little by little. Destiny later accused Melody of being a fake friend. She hinted that Melody only showed support when the cameras were rolling, and that behind the scenes, things weren't as warm as they seemed. She even suggested that Melody didn't want her to shine, implying jealousy and competitiveness. But fans didn't immediately buy that narrative, because we've seen this same pattern before. Someone falls out with Melody, and they reach for the jealousy label like it's the easiest explanation. Melody wasn't going to sit back quietly either. She made it clear she did try to check in. She did reach out, but Destiny seemed distant, guarded, and closed off. So eventually, Melody walked away from the friendship completely. She stopped responding, stopped engaging, and started protecting her peace. And if there's one thing viewers know about Melody, is that she does not circle back once she's emotionally finished. But the real twist came when Destiny didn't let it go. Instead of accepting the separation, she started linking up with people who openly disapproved of Melody. Every small jab, every cryptic comment, every shady association came across as intentional, and it didn't take long before Destiny versus Melody became a constant talking point among their fan bases. Now, let's bring Newell into the picture, because this is where things take a sharp turn. Newell was always viewed as someone closer to Melody. She was supportive, encouraging, and known for being in Melody's corner when things got tough. That's why fans were stunned when Destiny started dropping hints, suggesting that someone close to Melody had been feeding her information. And even though Destiny didn't say a name out loud, the internet quickly connected the dots. All eyes turned toward Newell. At first, it seemed absurd. Why would Newell jeopardize her relationship with Melody? Why would she risk her reputation to entertain drama? But then people started noticing little things. The comments she liked, the timing of her interactions, her presence around certain people, and silence during moments when fans expected her to defend Melody. And whether the rumors were true or not, the whispers grew louder. Screenshots surfaced, old clips resurfaced, and Destiny conveniently had very specific information that she shouldn't have had. That caused chaos. People wondered, was Newell playing both sides? Was she keeping ties with Destiny despite everything? Was she telling Melody one thing and Destiny another? Before anyone could get answers, Melody suddenly stopped acknowledging Newell publicly. That part spoke louder than any words. And to fans, that was the confirmation they needed. But here's where the fire really started. Newell stayed quiet. She didn't deny anything, she didn't correct the story, she didn't defend herself or smooth things over. Instead, she posted those mysterious little messages that people love to interpret however they want, the kind that cause more questions than answers. Meanwhile, Destiny continued taking shots at Melody, this time with even more confidence. She dropped new comments and subtle shade that made it clear she believed someone in Melody's circle was talking. And whether that someone was actually Newell or just the name Destiny used to stir tension, the situation escalated quickly. Then suddenly, everything flipped. Melody started posting her own messages, pointed, sharp, and heavy with meaning. Talk about snakes, talk about shady loyalty, talk about cutting off people who pretend to be supportive while working behind your back. Those posts hit hard, and everyone watching assumed she was aiming them at Newell. That's when Newell finally made a move, and it was a move that shocked everyone. Instead of distancing herself from Melody, she doubled down and showed more public support for her. She liked posts that shaded Destiny, she positioned herself closer to Melody than before, and for the first time, people suspected Newell was ready to choose a side. But by then, the damage was already spreading. Fans dragged Newell for playing the middle too long. They accused her of switching up only because she got caught. They questioned her loyalty, her motives, and her decisions. They replayed clips and dug through comments trying to make sense of her behavior. While this was unfolding, Melody and Newell suddenly appeared more united than ever. And that's when they started exposing Destiny. Not with exaggerated stories, not with random rumors, but with real examples of the half-truths Destiny had told in the past. The details she twisted, the narrative she shaped, and the victim role she played to gather sympathy. Fans remembered the scenes. They remembered the interviews. They remembered the ways Destiny avoided accountability whenever something went wrong. And just like that, the tide turned dramatically. People who once defended Destiny suddenly switched sides. expressing frustration about her messy behavior, her inconsistencies, and the way she always seemed to twist the situation in her favor. But Destiny wasn't going to stay silent either. She jumped into full defense mode, crying betrayal, accusing Melody and Nell of banding together to destroy her image, claiming that both of them were fake from the beginning. And here's what nobody expected. Destiny went live and unleashed her version of the story. She accused Melody of manipulating the situation to make her look like the villain. She claimed Newell was lying to look loyal, and she insisted she was the one hurt in all of this. But fans didn't buy it. They pulled up old clips showing Destiny's shady behavior, they reminded her of the inconsistencies in her previous explanations, and they questioned why she kept speaking if she truly wanted peace. And this brings us to the emotional core of this entire situation.